Hi everyone, it's Nana, Foxy Mama 365. We're back again with the Real Housewives of Potomac, season 4, episodes 5 and 6. Okay, so let's do catch up, alright? And it's called the Big Easy Showdown. So we start right back with where Giselle and Karen are going back and forth. Karen has gotten up from the table. She's not happy with the questions that Giselle is asking her. Giselle is pretty much saying, oh, how come it was so easy for you to open up to a stranger and I'm meant to be your friend and you can't tell me anything about your business? And Karen's like, no girl, I'm not doing that with you. I'm setting boundaries with you, you know, that's the rule, that's what we have agreed to, you know, so just lay off me, okay? So we see Candace going out to kind of talk to Giselle, no, to talk to Karen and say, hey girl, it's not that bad, what's going on, you know? And she's like, look, she just had it with Giselle and Giselle's antics, pretty much. We set boundaries, I don't trust you, you don't trust me, so let's keep it pushing, okay? Yeah, that's pretty much what it is. So she comes back in and they're able to have a conversation and Giselle is still trying to say, I'm not coming from a bad place, you know, this is the contact I gave you and I was happy to give it to you. And Karen is like, yeah, thank you for that, you know, gesture. I really appreciate it. You know, it's going to make an impact in my life, you know, but I'm not at a place where I want to share my businesses and where I am in my life with you because you're not really there for me. So that's pretty much what it is. So they're moving on to New Orleans, yeah, because Giselle is from New Orleans and she wants to show the ladies about her life and how she grew up, and she wants to kind of get some history that she can hand down to her daughters. So back in Giselle's room, so when they get into New Orleans, they kind of go back to Giselle's room and they're like, okay, what's going on? We see Giselle, Katie, and Candace having a tete-a-tete. And Candace is saying she doesn't really believe that Ashley is trying to get pregnant because she's drinking so much and all of that. And the ladies are like, okay, we'll see. So the next day they go into the plantation. And for me, this is pretty much the best part of the whole show. You know, when they actually do stuff like this, where they actually do, like going to the slavery plantation where they can actually see things that are meaningful, that are impactful, that they're kind of like learning about their culture, where they came from. And on the bus, it was so surprising where they were when they asked Robin where she was from, because Robin is very light skinned, and she's like, okay, she's actually done the ancestry thing and she's discovered that she's about 59% European. So she's like, yeah, and all of us were like, yeah, because Katie had said, look girl, if you look this light skin and your eyes are like green, there's no way you're going to be 100% black. Yeah, you might, you know, claim you're black and you have the culture, you grew up in North Carolina, but without a doubt you need to just figure out where exactly, you know. And she has found out that apparently her parents were from European descent and she's a lot whiter than she realized. Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's what you feel in your heart. She knows she's black and that's all that counts. So pretty much. So then we meet Curtis Graves, and that's Giselle's dad, and he's turning 80. So Giselle is here to celebrate with the girls and for his 80th birthday, and they're doing a little surprise thing for him. So he takes them through the ancestry of Giselle's history, kind of, you know, and she says you're gonna meet your great-great-grandfather and grandmother, you know, which is kind of cool. So they're going through the plantation. Apparently, I think it's called Whitney Plantation and it's somewhere in Louisiana. And Giselle gets to really, you know, he's talking about where they came from and how they had white masters and the plantation and pretty much how life was, and how most of the women and the children that were born there were mostly from violation. Most of them were probably raped and, you know, had no consent, you know, whether they wanted to have sex or not. It was pretty much, you know, it was what it was back then, you know. And then they also take them to the children who died in slavery. They have this monument that's also been erected. And I really, really wish a lot of us would do more to find out about this history, you know, because it's something that we should always strive to know. Because when you know where you're coming from, it kind of helps you to know where you're going, you know. And then they talk about the children that died in slavery, you know, and it was just so kind of sad. You know, pretty much once the children turn 10, they are literally property, they are animals, they are no longer human beings. They're no longer allowed to play and be children anymore. They can be sold, they can be raped, they can be sent to the plantations to do pretty much whatever their master's bidding was. You know, a lot of them died from malaria, fever, those of them that were actually born. You know, and what hit me was the fact that, you know, even when the woman was pregnant, they still had to labor. Even after being raped and they got pregnant, they still had to keep laboring in the plantations. You know, they didn't have a choice as to, oh, I don't want to, you know, work. So then what is my excuse for not working? None. None whatsoever. You know, so that kind of got me. You know, we really shouldn't have any excuses, knowing, you know, that this is what people, our ancestors or people, their ancestors have gone through. There's really no excuse, you know. Not just that, you know, just looking back as a black woman too, you just like, you know, you see where people have come from, the struggles, you know. So it is what it is. I just wish more people would actually dig into their histories and find out where they're from and all of that. So they have the memorial of the children, and then they also have, you know, who have died as slaves, and then they also have the another monument where they have all the names and all the history. And what also got me too was seeing the fact that even when the woman was pregnant and she needed to be flogged, they would actually dig a hole in the ground and stick her in there and still whip her. Oof. Child. Anyways, it's really sad. So anyway, the ladies are moving on. They're kind of tearful. They're moving on. Tonight is going to be Mardi Gras night. Giselle has some props and some beads and stuff for them and masks, and they're all going to be hanging out. So they do go out and have fun, you know. Giselle is making a mountain of a molehill once again. But because Karen says she's not going to be coming because she's kind of like, well, she was kind of upset about what happened today because it was kind of very emotional for her, and it's been 2 months since her dad passed. And of course Giselle making them out of the molehill, like, oh, Karen is on Instagram live instead of being here with us. And I'm like, it really isn't that big a deal. I'm trying to figure out why Giselle and Karen are bucking heads, and I'm like, okay, I think Giselle just makes up, I don't know, in my opinion, I just think it's not that big a deal. But Giselle has like, oh, telling everyone, oh, and she's trying to get into Karen's live and saying, why are you not down here with us? We're coming to get you. And Karen's like, you ain't. Anyways, the party was a lot of fun. Even Monique was taking shots, and Ashley's doing shots too. No, Monique's not doing shots, my bad. Monique is like having fun. She's like, okay, I'm going to watch you guys have fun, okay? But Monique is down there and she's like, oh yeah, she's going to be there for the girls, you know. So they go back to Giselle's room and they're all having fun. They're having shots, and we see Katie pulling down her bustier and showing her tits, and we're like, okay, girl, you go, you do you, okay, And then of course Giselle, being messy once again, tells Ashley that Candace doesn't believe that she's trying to get pregnant. And Ashley's like, what, taken aback? She's kind of like, you don't believe I'm trying to get pregnant? Why don't you believe I'm trying to get pregnant? And Candace is like, well, the way you've been drinking, I don't believe that you're really serious about getting pregnant, that if it was me. And I'm like, Candace, she ain't you. That is the truth. She's not you. You do your own, you do you. And a lot of women have gotten pregnant drinking alcohol and probably didn't even know. So I think it's when you find out you're pregnant or you're trying to have a baby and you probably want to cut down, and once you find out you're pregnant, you know, pretty much you just shove alcohol to the side and that's it, you know. So you hear Ashley coming back and saying, you're probably trying to project on me because you don't want kids, Ashley, but that's not me. And besides of which, the people that I'm dealing with, my medical people, are all saying that I can still have a drink here and there. So what is it to you? Michael is not like, you know. And you see Candace saying, well, I still have that little nugget, you know, where they're saying Michael was trying to swim in the man pond possibly, or suck dick. Any which ways, I think Ashley's just being, I think Candace is being judgmental and is so unnecessary. Let Ashley live. Even though I understand, because Ashley has done this to a number of people. So Candace is like, yeah, she's trying to call her out on but this is not the right moment really to call her out, you know. So we're like, look girl, if you want to drink a Corolla or two, go at it. So now the next day they're all going out. We see alligators. The ladies are going to see the alligators. We have Monique, Karen, and who else was there? Katie? No, Katie and Ashley are now going to do a reading, and Candace and Giselle are going to see her dad, and they're going to have lunch at Dookie Chase. Dookie Chase is 95. That was so cool. So this is the place where they all meet up, where the activists used to meet up and have a lot of food and commune together. And you see the old lady, she's in a wheelchair now. That's Dookie Chase. but she's still, you know, hale-hearty in her senses. And she's telling the ladies about togetherness, and that's pretty much, you know, they will come together as a community and always, you know, brainstorm and think of how to improve their society and community. And which is something I think right now we are probably losing in this, in where we are in the world right now. Everybody kind of tries to stay alone and stay away, and it's kind of not right. We probably do more together as a community. So the ladies that are going on the boat trip are going to be seeing Brutus. Brutus is the oldest alligator in that part of the swamp. So Karen tries to feed the alligator, and he's like, oh, and he jumps, and she's like, I ain't turning into food for Brutus, okay? So we see Katie and Ashley, they're doing the tarot read, and they're very excited about hearing what it's going to be. Ashley says she's done it before, and every time the guy was pretty much spot on. So that's probably why she wants to do it again. And the guy's like, oh, everything looks good. Probably there's definitely one issue. You're probably trying too hard. You should just relax. And she's like, okay, can you give me a time frame? Is there a baby? When the baby might come? And he's like, oh yeah, in a year, which is kind of good. So Ashley and Katie head out to go lingerie shopping. And Ashley just kind of relieved to be with Katie, because she's like, yeah, Katie's not judging me. Katie's just happy to whip out her breast whenever she can. Small how be they, yeah, but she's proud of her little boobs, and I love it. Yeah, so she's like just happy to be with someone that doesn't judge her. Okay, however, I just remember Ashley being the most judgmental person I've known. So you see how Ashley is growing. You know, going through experiences, you kind of begin to grow and realize that, oh, maybe you shouldn't be so judgmental about other people. Yeah, so the girls are getting ready for Giselle's dad's 80th birthday party, and it's an all-white party. Katie, get it together. Katie can't seem to get it together. She's still just a hot mess, okay? Her hair and all, no pants, whatever. And on the bus, Ashley's apologizing to Monique for being messy and for being, you know, not understanding. I guess now that Ashley's been through a miscarriage, she can kind of understand Monique going through a miscarriage and not being, you know, so mean, you know, kind of being nice. And Monique is appreciative of it and is like, yeah, thanks, I appreciate that, you know. So now we're dancing on the street with the band and the trumpets, and it's so good. New Orleans would be a place I would really love to go to. Like I said, it's an all-white party, and everybody's turned up for Dad's surprise 80th birthday party. So during the party, the ladies sit down and have a tete-a-tete. And once more, the mess starts up. Candace comes out by apologizing really and saying indeed she thinks she was been aggressive towards Ashley, and she's sorry about it. And Ashley's like, it would take me a little while to, you know, accept the apology. And everybody's looking at Ashley like, okay, ain't that big a deal, really, being that you have been so messy. And like Monique has also accepted your apology. You could just have accepted it and moved on and said whatever. But Candace is saying, well, she doesn't really care. You know, that she really still standing at the fact that she doesn't believe that Ashley is trying to have a baby. And again, it's none of your business, one. And everybody to each their own, pretty much, that's all. To each their own. Anyways, they get to meet Steve, who used to be Giselle's ex from back in the day. They broke up because Giselle had heard some stuff, and Steve was like, no, it really wasn't that, you know. Anyways, we'll see. But Steve is like, okay, yeah. When we think that, okay, Steve might be trying to make a comeback. So they end up going to bed, and nothing is going to happen this night. Everybody's like tired, you know. So Karen talks to Steve though before they leave, and she's like, oh, okay, run, Steve, run. Giselle has issues, okay? I kind of like that. Giselle's like, why are you telling Steve about my life? You're the woman that won't even let me talk about your life or tell me anything about your life. And Giselle's like, not me, not today, okay? Anyways, moving right along, Candace sings happy birthday for the dad, and is like, happy birthday. And of course, no one can really hear her because they're probably speaking too loudly. And Ashley's like, okay, happy birthday. And it's like, oh my God, this was so bad. Anyways, the girls go back to bed and they go sleep. And then we see that apparently Giselle has an August visitor. So the next day, they're on the boat ride. And I think the boat is called, they're going to Cafe Dumont. And they are on the Kaola Queen or something like that. Anyways, we're on the boat and she's filling them in, and she's like, okay, Steve came and they went to have drinks on the second floor, and yeah, they did kiss on the lips, and they're like, oh, Oh, girl. And the girls are trying to find out what the scoop is and if she likes him, and you know, does this mean she's moved on from Sherman and all of that. Anyway, they get to Cafe Du Monde, and finally Katie's able to get her ass up and is able to get to the cafe. Okay, she didn't go on the boat ride with them. And as they sit down, it's like, once again, they're trying to find out, okay, what happened with you and Steve? Is this the first time? Are you know, trying to get your feet wet, Giselle? What's going on? Do you like him? And of course, we see once again, Karen is asking, so does this mean that you're over with Sherman? I thought you and Sherman were going counseling. And Giselle's like, the walls are up. Yep, the walls are up. And just, I totally agree. I mean, I'm okay with this, you know. And Karen's like, no, I'm just asking a question. You can answer. You're the one that's talking about me putting my boundaries down. But you ladies have agreed to have these boundaries, you know, share a little and, you know, warm your feet up. And in my mind, I'm thinking, why are these two ladies, I know they're not fighting. Why are they bucking heads? I know they're not fighting for the queendom, because that's not it, you know. But I'm wondering, I think they've both been hurt by each other because of the program, because they used to be good friends. But apparently, being on the show and talking bad about each other, you know, Karen saying, oh, she heard about Sherman, you know, being at Neiman Marcus, at Saks or something with another woman, and thinking that, and Giselle might be thinking she might want to out her. So they don't have trust. So they have to, I think they should just stand back and keep, you know, do themselves apart, you know. And then maybe over time, when they have they get to a place where they're ready to, you know, like trust each other or share more, then, you know. But right now, I think they should just, you know, everybody should just stand down, okay? Giselle, stay in your lane. Karen, stay in your lane. So see Karen telling Giselle and warning her that this will be the last. She's never going to insult her, and she's not going to be taking any of that from her. Oh, child. Anyways, that's where the episode ends. So next week we're going to be seeing Monique with her mother-in-law. They're having a party in her house. Her mother-in-law is going to be coming for the first time to her house. And we're going to see how Monique is going to deal with all of that after being called a heifer about 2 seasons ago by her mother-in-law. We'll see. Thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to share, be sure to like, and be sure to subscribe and comment down below. Bye.